This is Andy. I'm with my buddy John. We've been working on this Glastron lower unit since last fall and had some issues and could not get it back on. And we've taken off the engine 2 times, once to redo the motor mounts, and then we had to redo the motor mounts because we didn't get them seated in again. And we had this problem where we could not pull out the shaft or the alignment tool easily, and we could not get the lower unit on. And like I said, we've been struggling this. So when it's aligned, you should be able to, with 2 fingers, turn it, and you should be able to pull it out with one hand and put it in with one hand. If it's taking 2 hands and you've got to press really hard, you should be able to do 1 finger. So we had an issue where we could not get this thing in and out, or out, without pressing down to pulling it out. We've used my trick that you might have seen on the other videos, where you readjust the gimbal bearing, heave up and down, and that all worked, but we could not get this thing perfectly aligned. Our solution finally was get your rear mounting bolts installed, lock in the rear, and then go ahead in the front and hook up a chain to the front of this thing and lift the engine up, and lift it up high enough so that when you try to put in your shaft, when you try to put in your alignment tool, get it high enough so that it won't go in yet. You're feeling the coupler. And from that point, start lowering and keep lowering, and keep, if you've got access to a crane, use this. We were in and out of the boat 50 times trying to get this thing adjusted. And finally, we were able to get it where we could go in with one hand. It was still a little hard to pull out, but again, this reefing on that gimbal bearing to really set that gimbal bearing is all it takes at the end. This has been probably 7 days of working on this, messing around with things. We finally got it. So the key really for us was, don't bother trying to just do micro adjustments with the front mount. Get a crane, get something to lift the engine too high in the front that you know it's too high, and then start working your way down. And again, if you cannot get this shaft in here with 1 finger and pull it out with 1 hand, you are not in all the way, you are not aligned, and that lower unit will not go on. So hopefully our next thing when we pop on the lower unit is it's going to work. Hope this is helpful. We'll see you online.